Hello and welcome to Hope for Dystonia. My name is Federico and you can call me Fede. I used to have a hard time chewing, speaking, and walking for a long time because of dystonia, and I wasn't getting any real help out there. So I ended up developing my own method, and I got my life back. As of the filming of this video in 2024, I have been sharing this method with clients for 5 years, and I truly believe that it has grown to become the single most comprehensive, holistic, and transformative dystonia program out there. I am excited to share with you a topic today that is really near and dear to my heart. We will be talking about meditation and dystonia, and we will be practicing together a little bit. Before we get started, I want to tell you about the link that is in the description below. It's a link to the 8 steps of the Hope for Dystonia Recovery Roadmap. It's an overview of the method that allowed me to get my life back, and I am hoping that you'll check it out because it is really invaluable information that is life-changing. So if you just click on the link below, the video with the 8 steps will be emailed to you. So that being said, I am excited to get started on this topic that has really shifted things for me and really allowed me to turn from an angry, frustrated, depressed, anxious, sick person to somebody who could use his challenges for growth and healing. Let me give you a little bit of background. When I was really at my worst with dystonia, I had to spend lots and lots of time in bed, and I was really angry. I was frustrated because all my friends could live their lives and have careers and get married and all of these things, and I was stuck in bed, unable to do much. And I realized that I was resisting a lot. I was tensing up a lot. I was trying to power through things, and I was trying to really overcome my dystonia by overpowering it. And what I wasn't realizing at the time was that I was actually becoming more tense. I was actually creating more spasms and more misery and more pain. And that is something that everybody who deals with dystonia goes through at some point. We think that we can be stronger if we just power through things, stick to our old patterns of suppression and denial, that somehow things are going to change. And surprise, surprise, they don't. So what changed? Well, what changed is that I learned to surrender. I really didn't have a choice because it was getting so bad that at a certain point I said, you know what? All right, just teach me, show me what you got, and I promise I will do my best to listen without judgment, with care. And that was the beginning of my journey with meditation. I am now a certified mindfulness meditation teacher, and meditation is a big, big part of how I work with clients, helping them come back to their bodies, working with what's present in their hearts from a place of kindness and presence and compassion. So let's get started with this healing journey that really has meditation as its first steps. And for a lot of people with dystonia, it seems really counterintuitive to want to meditate when you're in pain. Why would I want to stop distracting myself when I'm so miserable? And you're right. Meditating when there's pain, when there is psychological distress, and when there are spasms and involuntary movements can be really unpleasant. And so it is important to do a number of things that we're going to go through during our guided meditation that help us really make sure that we're ready for this journey of getting to know ourselves and being with what's present. And it is helpful to know how to resource ourselves so that we recharge our batteries when things become challenging. So why don't we get started? The first thing that I ask you to do is to find a position that is as comfortable as can be. If you need to lie down, you're certainly welcome to lie down. If you are okay sitting up, then that's great. Try to find a position that allows you to be comfortable, but at the same time has you as alert as you can be, right? So sometimes when lying down, it's helpful to, not lie down completely, to have a few pillows behind you. Or for some people, it's helpful to have one arm up so that if you feel like you're falling asleep, the arm will alert you to the fact that that's happening. And when you have your comfortable position, I invite you to take a look around and really turn your head physically so that you scan your environment and you realize where you are. And it's helpful to find a specific object in your environment that feels familiar and cozy. And I invite you to select something that really gives you a sense of, I can relax, a sense of home sweet home, perhaps. So when you find something, I invite you to allow your attention to rest there and take a couple of deep breaths into the belly and out. And just see what it's like to breathe and release as your attention is focused on a familiar object. Home sweet home. Or perhaps the right phrase for you is, my surroundings are safe. Try to find the sentence that feels right for you, that really gives you a sense of release. And if it's okay, I invite you to close your eyes. If it feels too overwhelming, you can keep your eyes open, you can keep them downcast. And I invite you to breathe a little bit more in and out of the belly. And the first thing that I invite you to do is to see if it's possible to find a rhythm in your breath in the belly that is symmetrical. So you could breathe in to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 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 One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Keep breathing in a way that feels both natural and symmetrical. And as you exhale, I invite you to really let go of any idea of fighting, of controlling. Letting go of any idea that things need to be any different than they are right now. So I know that there might be spasms, that there might be pain, that there might be discomfort. see if it's possible to just release the idea that you have to fight it and allow your attention to rest on a part of your body that feels more peaceful. It could be your buttocks, it could be your feet, it could be your thighs, it could be your hands. Just find a place within you that feels peaceful and settled, or at least more peaceful and more settled. Again, exhaling and just resting. A part of your body that feels safer. And at this point, you might be noticing that it's sometimes possible to rest your attention somewhere safer. However, whatever spasms, whatever pain is happening in the body is really calling for your attention. It's saying, look at me, pay attention. And that's totally okay. And what I invite you to do now, as you breathe, is to pendulate. So to just allow your attention to touch into the spasms, the pain, whatever is happening in the body. And then come back and resource a part of your body that feels more rested, more settled. Just keep going for a little bit. And if it feels okay, I invite you to sense into the weight of your body. Feel how heavy the body is. Really allow yourself to dense downwards towards your buttocks and your thighs and your feet. Really allowing the weight of these parts of your body to almost sink into the ground. Really feeling how the entire weight of you is felt in these parts of your body. And notice how, as you do this, the stability of the ground becomes apparent. And so the heavier you make yourself, the easier it is to feel that the ground is holding you. And you don't have to do anything at all in order to be held. Just allow yourself to realize the stability, the solidity of the ground underneath. Notice how reliable and solid the ground is. And at this point, I'd like you to imagine being like a mountain. And so, as a mountain, you are very well connected to the ground. And you're very solid, you're very heavy. And just like a mountain, you get to observe the phenomena around you without getting pulled into the phenomena. So just as a mountain would observe the weather around it that changes, one moment it's sunny, the next moment it rains, then it's sunny again, and the mountain doesn't get pulled into any of the phenomena, you can observe what's happening for you, especially in the body, without feeling like you have to control anything, you have to fix, manage, fight. Just observe. If something is really unpleasant, just notice that it's really unpleasant. If something is really pleasurable, same thing. Something's neutral. Hello, neutral. So, continuing to feel the stability of the ground. Just how solid and stable, safe the ground is. And just like a mountain observes the weather, observing the sensations in your body, including the spasms, including the pain. Just making it okay that that's what's happening. Not because you like it, but because it's there. You can be with it. And notice what happens if you just observe the sensations in the body without an agenda, without trying to control them or fight them. So good job if you've made it this far. And at this point, I invite you to layer one additional quality to your meditation. Keep your eyes closed if it feels okay. And I invite you to imagine a beloved being right in front of you. And this beloved being is a human or an animal or a spiritual figure. For some people it's a puppy. For others it's Jesus. For others it's the Buddha. For others it's a beloved family member. Just imagine somebody for whom you have ideally uncomplicated feelings of love, where it's really easy to feel how much you care about this being. And imagine that this being is right in front of you, and you really sense your care. You really sense your love for this being, how you want the best for them. You could imagine giving this being a big hug. And just notice what happens in your chest, in your arms, in your throat, in your face, as you imagine this being so close to you. And you really sense how much you care, how much you love them. What's the physical sensation of really caring about somebody? And if this is available for you today, I invite you to, again, notice what it feels like in your chest and the rest of your body. And see if it's possible to imagine that this care and this love are a blanket that you're wrapping around your loved one. And this blanket gets wrapped around you too. So you get to wrap yourself in the warmth and the care of this love. And you get to include all of your experience in your blanket of love. So if you're experiencing spasms, just bringing love and care to the spasms. If you're experiencing pain, bringing love and care to the pain, holding your experience with lots of love and care. Very gentle, very caring, very loving. Just notice what it's like to bring kindness to what's happening. So you're still connected to the ground, very solid in your role of observer of your experience. And you're also a loving observer of your experience. It's very kind, very caring, very compassionate. So notice what it's like to relate to your experience, to whatever is happening in the body, from a place of grounding and compassion. No agenda, not trying to fix anything, not trying to change. Just welcoming what is, holding it with care and love as you remain connected to the ground. And so notice what this feels like in your body. Notice what it's like to relate to what's happening in the body from a place of presence and compassion, and how the body responds to this. Notice if anything feels different than it did before, with no judgment. Things may feel more open, more easeful. Or maybe there's a sense of agitation. Maybe there's a sense of calm and presence. Or maybe there's a sense of numbness. You feel a little bit checked out. Whatever is present, don't judge it. Just make it okay that that's what's happening. Ask yourself, how can I meet what is happening with presence and compassion? What is it like to be very curious, very loving and caring towards a sense of numbness, or towards a sense of opening, or again a sense of agitation? Just make it 100% okay that you're feeling what you're feeling. And just notice what it's like to relate to your experience in this way, again, in the body. And in your own time, I invite you to gently open your eyes and look above your screen, and again, turn your head, finding your familiar environment, knowing that you can bring this quality of presence and of care to your awareness as your eyes are open. So what is it like to stay connected to the ground, to a sense of care, when you are, quote unquote, not meditating? Good. So you could, if it feels right, bring your hands together in gratitude for your practice, for the love that maybe you've connected to. Maybe take a bit of a bow. So it's my turn to express gratitude to you for playing ball, for meditating with me today. And I'll share that this is really the foundation of meditation practice, not just for dystonia, but in general. Awareness on the one hand, and compassion on the other. And in order for us to be able to tap into both, we need to have a certain degree of regulation in our nervous system. And that is why it is helpful to breathe a little bit intentionally before, to look around and find safety cues. And if this worked great for you today, then I am super happy to hear. If you're having trouble, don't worry, it's okay. And there are all kinds of ways to work with challenges. And in fact, the challenges point us to things within your experience that are asking for your care and your attention. So with the right guidance, with the right help, things can evolve and shift. So thank you again for listening and for practicing with me. If you haven't yet, I invite you to click on the link in the description below so you get access to the 8 steps of the Hope for Dystonia Recovery Roadmap, and so we can stay in touch. So much love to you in the meantime, and see you soon.